Let us start with normal shift, which is denoted by symbol X. So I gave you examples of refraction of light that day, that a pencil dipped in water appears to be bent and broken, bent and short. That is because of refraction of light. Another example was a coin kept at the bottom of a bucket containing water appears to be raised. That is also because of refraction of light. If you are standing outside a swimming pool, it appears to be shallower. But when you go actually inside it, the depth is very, very large. Okay. So that effect is also because of refraction of light. Fine. So normal shift, let us draw this case. We have a bucket containing water. There is a bucket containing water and a coin is kept here. Object. A coin is kept at the bottom. So this is the object. अब इस object से so many rays they are going outside from water to air, from denser to rarer medium. So many rays they are traveling. Let us take one ray which is going normally. So it will go unbent because we know that for normal incidence, no bending takes place, no refraction takes place for normal incidence. Okay, so that's why what would happen? It will go straight. Let us take one more ray which is going at some angle. So draw normal here. The angle of incidence is I. The angle of incidence is I here. Okay, so it is traveling from rarer to denser medium. What will happen? It will bend away from the normal. It will bend away from the normal. This is the refracted ray. So this angle is angle of refraction. Now, to a person standing outside, it will appear as if the light is coming from here. So the image of coin will be seen here. So that coin will appear to be raised. This is the image of that coin. This is object, this is image. So the coin appears to be raised, and what do we call the normal shift? Distance through which the object appears to be raised because of refraction. That is called what? That is called normal shift. So write down the definition of normal shift and draw this diagram. Draw this diagram first and write the definition of normal shift. It is the distance through which an object appears to be raised. It is the distance through which an object appears to be raised due to refraction of light. Distance through which an object appears to be raised because of refraction of light, that we call normal shift. It is denoted by symbol X. So this much is normal shift. This is X. Okay. Now what is the distance of object from the free surface? We call it real depth. Okay. OA, that is real depth here. And we are taking D symbol for it. Distance of object from the free surface, that is called real depth. OA. And where we can see the image, the distance of image from the free surface, that is called apparent depth. Apparent depth मतलब virtual depth, जो imaginary depth आपको लग रही है जहाँ, ठीक है? So what is IA? Image के लिए I point ले लेंगे. Suppose this point is I and O point is object. So IA is apparent depth. IA is apparent depth here. जहां पे ऑब्जेक्ट आपको लग रही है, एक्चुअली नहीं है बट लग रही है. It appears to be there. So according to our definition, what is normal shift? Difference between real and apparent depth. ठीक है, this is real depth minus apparent depth. इसमें से ये माइनस कर दोगे तो you will get x, which is normal shift. Okay, so x is real depth minus apparent depth. So let us write real depth is OA, apparent depth is IA. So x is OA minus IA. OA minus IA. Let us take OA common from here. We will get 1 minus IA upon OA. Say this is equation number 1. Say this is equation number 1. Now, suppose mu is refractive index of water, so apply Snell's law. Apply Snell's law at water-air interface. How can we write mu? Apply Snell's law. How can we write mu here? Mu will be sin R over sin I. You will take the opposite angle first. दूसरे medium के angle R था. So it will be sin R over sin I in this case. So mu is sin R upon sin I. Sin R upon sin I. Let us calculate sin I from this right angle triangle. If this is angle of incidence I, this is alternate angle I. And if this is angle R, this is corresponding angle R. So we have actually two right angle triangles. We have OAB and IAB. We have two right angle triangles. Let us take triangle OAB and calculate sin of I from here. So in triangle AOB, how much is sin of I? Perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is AB over OB. AB upon OB. Same way we will take the smaller triangle. In triangle AIB, how can we write sin R? Sin R will be AB upon IB. See, the hypotenuse of the smaller triangle is IB. So I'll write here AB upon IB. We have calculated sin I and sin R. Put in these values in this equation. Put in their values. So sin R is AB over IB. Sin I is AB over OB. AB gets cancelled. We are left with OB upon IB. Mu is OB upon IB. Alright. Since this point B is very close to point A, ये देखने में आपको बहुत दूर दूर लग रहे हैं, but actually these points are very close to each other. So putting B equal to A, approximately. ठीक है? Putting B approximately equal to A. So mu becomes OA over IA. ठीक है? Approximately B और A को हम same ले सकते हैं. Now what is OA? That is real depth, and what is IA? Apparent depth. So from here we get a new formula for refractive index of water. So refractive index of water will also be given by this formula, ratio of real depth to the apparent depth. Ratio of real depth to the apparent depth. So note down this new expression. You knew that mu is equal to C by B also, mu is equal to sin I over sin R also. This is new expression for refractive index, that is real depth over apparent depth. This is one more expression. Got it? Clear students? यहाँ तक कोई doubt है तो you can raise hand. Alright, so let us come back to equation number 1. Coming back to equation number 1. So we saw that OA upon IA, that is mu. So what is IA over OA? That is 1 over mu. And what is OA? OA was B. So putting in the values, we get the expression for normal shift as well. X is B into 1 minus 1 by mu. So this is the whole derivation of normal shift. You can see that. Any doubt you can ask. Is that clear, students? देख लो पूरी डेरिवेशन. If any step is not clear to you, you can ask. So learn this formula. X is b into 1 minus 1 by mu, and mu is real depth over apparent depth. Two expressions you have to keep in your mind. And take care of this ray diagram also. This is for a coin kept at the bottom of a bucket containing water. It appears to be raised. We can draw similarly a diagram to show that a pencil appears to be bent and short at the water level, at the water surface. I'll draw that diagram also. Once you finish this derivation, I'll draw that diagram. So should I rub? Is it okay? Should I rub this? Is that fine, students? So I'm going to rub this. I hope you have noted down the derivation. If still anybody is left, you can raise your hand. Alright, so let's draw another diagram showing refraction of light. So I'm going to draw the ray diagram of a pencil dipped in water appears to be bent and short. Okay, this is another application of refraction of light. So pencil dipped in water appears to be bent and short. Short also, broken also. Okay. So same ray diagram is there. Just we will be drawing pencil in place of coin. So this is a pencil. This is tip of the pencil that we will consider the object. So this is a pen or a pencil, whatever you say. Now different rays are going from water to air, denser to rarer medium, as in the last case. So we will take one ray which is going from denser to rarer medium. Okay, it will bend away from the normal again in the same way. It will bend away from the normal, and we are standing outside. It will appear as if tip of the pencil is here. So this tip of the pencil appears to be here. तो उसको आप कैसे join करोगे? ऐसे. So this pencil appears to be bent and short because this point has been raised because of refraction. Okay, there is phenomenon of normal shift here. So this point gets raised, so that's why when we join it from the water surface, it will appear to be bent as well as short. Okay, so you can draw the diagrams like this. Same way, the swimming pool appears to be shallower because of the same reason. Right? So let us come to lens now, lenses. After refraction of light, now our next topic will be lens. You all have seen a lens, okay? I showed you a lens in that activity also. That was convex lens. So what is in reality a lens? Lens is a transparent medium bound by two refracting surfaces. It is a transparent medium bound by two refracting surfaces. Write down the definition. Lens is a transparent medium bound by two refracting surfaces. Or you can also say lens is a refracting medium that can bend the rays of light. आप ऐसे भी कह सकते हो. Okay. And you all know there are two types of lenses. I repeat the definition of lens once again. Lens is a transparent medium bound by two refracting surfaces. So there are two types of lenses, convex and concave. A lens which is thick in the middle, thin at the edges, that is a convex lens that I showed you. So you can feel it when you hold it. It is thicker in the middle, thinner at the edges. So that is convex lens. On the other hand, a lens which is thicker at the edges and thinner in the middle, that is called a concave lens. So this lens is a concave lens. This is concave lens. And this will be their definition also. So what will be the definition of convex lens? A lens which is thicker in the middle and thin at the edges. And how will you define concave lens? A lens which is thin in the middle and thicker at the edges, that is called a concave lens. Write the definitions. Then we will do the terminology. Same way we did for mirrors, same way we will be doing it for lenses. We will be defining different terms related to the lenses. So first of all, definition of lens is clear. What is a convex lens is clear. What is a concave lens? Is that clear to you? Any doubt you can come up. कोई doubt है तो पूछ लो पहले. Then we will do different terms. Okay, no doubts? Alright. So let us define first term, optical center. First term related to lens. Here there is no pole, but there is optical center denoted by symbol O. Center of the lens, simply. Center of the lens, that is called optical center. Is both the cases. Center of the lens, that is called optical center. Center of the lens, it is called optical center. Second term, principal axis. Principal axis, same way, a line passing through optical center, that is called principal axis. A line passing through optical center, that is called principal axis. This is the definition. A line passing through the optical center, that is called principal axis. And in case of lens, we mark for focus on both the sides, and there is no center of curvature, so we mark 2f also on both sides. Double of focal length. Because to mark the positions of object and image, हमें double distance की requirement होती है. मिरर में तो सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर होता है, तो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाती है. लेंस में नहीं है, तो हम अपनी तरफ से 2f ले लेते हैं डबल, क्योंकि we are to plot different cases of image formation for different positions of the object, right? So we mark focus on both the sides and 2f also on both the sides. Same way here also. We mark f and 2f on both sides of a lens. But actually, which is the real focus? अगर दोनों साइड में फोकस है तो हमें कैसे पता चलेगा इसका रियल फोकस कौन सा है? The focus that takes part in image formation, however, that will be considered real focus of the lens. So let's see which focus plays an important role in convex lens and which focus will be considered real focus in case of concave lens. So let us draw a ray parallel to principal axis. Let us take a ray parallel to incident, parallel to principal axis, which is coming from a distant object, which is coming from infinity. And in case of lens, always remember that you have to bend the rays from center of the lens. So draw a dotted line always and bend the ray always from the center of the lens. So it will pass on focus. We will do in the rules also. Any ray which is parallel to principal axis passes through focus. Let us take one more ray. It will also pass through focus. ये भी focus में से pass कर रही है, ठीक है? So image is formed at focus, and we can see that this focus on the right hand side of convex lens is taking part in image formation. So this focus will be considered to be its real focus. So ये इसका real focus है, that is on the right hand side, and again according to sign convention, its focal length will be considered to be positive. So remember, focal length of convex lens is positive, and before defining focal length, let's define focus. So our third definition is focus. Write the third definition, focus. Same way we will define like we defined the focus of a mirror. So let us define the focus of convex lens. So सुन लो पहले क्या होता है. It is a point on principal axis at which all the rays initially parallel to the principal axis converge after refraction. Now we won't be saying reflection, this is refraction. Rays are bending now. This is refraction, R-E-F-R-A-C. Okay, so write down the definition of focus. It is a point on the principal axis. It's a point on the principal axis at which all the rays initially parallel to the principal axis converge or meet after refraction. Converge after refraction, or you can also use the word meet after refraction. And because of its converging nature, what is the other name of convex lens? It is also called converging lens. Okay, write in bracket, because this is very important. Sometimes they will write converging, diverging. They won't be mentioning that this is concave lens, this is convex lens. They will use this language. So convex lens, why it is called converging lens? Because of its nature, because it converges the rays of light. It allows the rays of light to meet at a point. Okay, so this ray diagram is clear. Next term is focal length. Like in mirrors, all the distances were measured from the pole. Here all the distances will be measured from optical center. Yes, Riddhi Samriddhi bolo.
मैम अगर हम जो रे पैरेलल लिए रे डायग्राम में, मैम अगर हम राइट साइड से ले ले तो वो दूसरी साइड के फोकस पे मीट करेगी.
But you know, where do we keep the object? Always on the left. Otherwise you will get confused, किसी में left पे ले ली, किसी में right पे ले ली. So always you will see the books also, always the object is kept on the left hand side. Otherwise all the sign conventions will change. अगर आप object इधर रख दोगे फिर तो सब कुछ ही change हो जाएगा. आप कैसे memorize करोगे? ठीक है? So ये हमेशा याद रखो कि object we will keep on left hand side. तो इधर लेना ही नहीं है, हमने करना ही उधर उस साइड पे उसको ऑब्जेक्ट को assume करना है, right? So fourth definition is focal length, denoted by symbol small f. Focal length denoted by symbol small f. So I was telling you, it will be distance between optical center and focus. This much distance. So all the distances in case of lenses, they will be measured from the optical center. So focal length is the distance between O and F, distance between optical center and focus. Okay, so these are different terms related to convex lens. Now let us draw for concave lens also. Other definitions are same. Just let us see which focus is the real focus in case of concave lens. So let us take a ray which is parallel to principal axis, bend it from the center. So it will diverge like this. On producing backwards, it will appear to come out of focus. Okay, take one more ray. It will also diverge, and on producing backwards, it will appear to come out of focus. So virtual, erect and diminished images formed at focus, and you can see this left hand side focus. It is taking part in image formation. So this is the focus. This is considered to be the real focus of concave lens, which is on left hand side. So focal length of concave lens is always negative, note it down, and focal length of convex lens will always be taken to be positive. Okay, so how can we define the focus of concave lens? It is a point on principal axis from which all the rays initially parallel to the principal axis appear to diverge after refraction. बिल्कुल वैसे ही जैसे हमने convex mirror का focus define किया था, बिल्कुल उसी तरह से हम concave lens का focus define कर रहे हैं. So write down the definition. It's a point on the principal axis. It's a point on the principal axis from which all the rays initially parallel to the principal axis appear to diverge. Diverge भी हो रही है और reality में नहीं हो रही है. Appear to हमने dotted बनाया, assume किया. Appear to diverge after refraction. So it is a point on the principal axis from which all the rays initially parallel to the principal axis appear to diverge after refraction. And in this case again this is the focal length and it is negative because it is on left hand side. So याद रखने के लिए I am telling you this rule कि note down. कैसे याद रखोगे? कनकेव मिरर और कनकेव लेंस दोनों की फोकल लेंथ क्या है? नेगेटिव. कन्वेक्स मिरर और कन्वेक्स लेंस दोनों की फोकल लेंथ है पॉजिटिव. तो ये नोट कर लो. concave mirror, concave lens both have negative focal length. Convex mirror and convex lens both have positive focal length. ठीक है, तो इससे आपको याद रहेगा.